Konnichiwa, my name's Andy. Welcome to Uzumaki Garage. Early this year, I noticed smoke coming from the engine bay on the white Integra Type R. I first thought it was just fresh paint on the headers smoking, but after a closer look, I noticed oil was dripping down from the transmission's half shaft onto the exhaust. The transmission has been sounding a bit noisy too, especially on deacceleration. So the plan is to remove the transmission and send it away to neat gearboxes in South Australia for a checkup and service. And while the gearbox is out, I'll do some more OEM restoration work and fix whatever else I find that's not quite right. And at the end of this video, I'll give you a sneak peek what the next episode will be about. I removed the battery from the car and set it up in the workshop on a trickle charger because this job's going to take a while. The handbrake's on, I've chocked the rear wheels, jacked up the car and set it down on jack stands. I've got plenty of jack stands, so for extra safety, it doesn't hurt to use more than one pair. Now I'm removing the Mugen airbox assembly. Releasing this connector and cable so I can move them out of the way, and undo these two clamps so I can remove the air intake duct. Then I disconnect the backup light switch connector and unbolt the transmission ground wire and tuck it out of the way. Then I remove the lower radiator hose clamp. Next I remove these wiring harness connectors and the starter motor cables and the vehicle speed sensor cable. Then I remove the clutch pipe bracket and the clutch slave cylinder and tuck it out of the way. Next I remove the 3 upper transmission mounting bolts. Then I remove the starter motor. Then I label the spark plug leads before disconnecting them from the distributor. This was to make the working space less cluttered. I didn't bother filming it, but I also had to remove the section of exhaust in front of the catalytic converter. You need to remove the drive shafts before you can remove the transmission, so I set to work dismantling suspension parts and releasing the lower ball joint from the hubs. Now the transmission is packed and ready to be shipped away for servicing, so it's the ideal time for me to replace these torn steering rack bellows. The transmission removal was pretty easy, and now that it's out, I've got better access to the other jobs that I need to do on the car. In the next episode, I'll be replacing the steering rack bellows, and I'll show you how to do that without having to separate the tie rod ends from the hubs. I also found some worn bushes on the front control arms that need replacing. So in another future episode, I'll show you how I replace those bushes with or without a hydraulic press. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.